Hey y'all, and welcome back. It is a dark and gloomy rainy day here. Thundering. It's been raining all week, but today it's really like dark and gloomy, and I'm not hating it. I don't mind it. I enjoy days like this every once in a while, and we're gonna have this all the way through Sunday, I think. So James and I are actually kind of looking forward to having a lazy weekend. He's got something he wants to binge watch on Hulu. So that's probably what we're going to get into this weekend. However, I did just get off the phone with Sarah, my daughter-in-law, and we have made a date for Saturday if everything goes according to plan. There is an antique galleria over here close to me that we're going to go to. So, you know, I'm going to bring you along if it works out and we get to go. So I'm excited about that. But I wanted to show y'all where I've put some of my recent thrifted items. I kept all the buckets. Y'all knew I was going to, didn't you? You do it. You knew it. You know me. So I kept all the buckets and I've got them styled, and I'm going to show you. I happen to have the perfect places for all of them. I'm going to show you some other things that I've styled. So I figured I would just take this moment to share all that with y'all. So we're going to start here in my dining room, because in my dining room I have two of those buckets. So I'm going to show you those real quick, but let me turn some light on. So the first one is the larger bucket, and I've put it here on my table to add a little touch of spring. I do like having something behind this drawer. I just like the way it looks. It's pleasing to my eye. It might be too much for some, but I've put it here. I've put one of those garlands that you get from Hobby Lobby, and then some more of those Real Touch tulips from Amazon. And I've just put them there, and I just really love the way it looks. So I'm going to show you how it looks from this side. It's so cute, and I love it. The other one I put up here. I did not like what originally was up there. It was a tall metal thing. It was just very cheap, but it worked at the time. But I replaced it with this one, and I love it. I think I'm gonna get up there and move that platter up just a smidge so I can actually hang my rooster thing up there. So I'm gonna kind of be reworking that just a little bit, but that's where the other bucket is. And now I'm gonna show you where the third bucket's at. So the third bucket, I actually put it up here. I'm gonna zoom in for you. I didn't ever like the way that my vintage shortening can was like the same height as the grinder. So I just set the bucket up there and kind of set it in there to the side, and I really, really like that. I'm thinking I might need a little bit of greenery between the bucket and the grinder just to kind of have some separation there. I may still do that, but that's where I put the third bucket, and I really like it up there. To me, it just flows better. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's mine, and I love it. Now, y'all know I struggled with the painting that I thrifted from the Goodwill. I loved it so much, and I did decide to keep it. I mean, were y'all surprised? You're not surprised, are you? I ended up having the perfect spot for it. You may question where I've put it, but it is a spot that I will see it every day, multiple times a day. It brings me joy. It turned out to be perfect when I hung it up there. So let's go to the master bathroom. Ta-da! I mean, did you see that coming? I know. You're probably thinking, what are you doing putting it in the bathroom? But y'all, I just love it, and it really brightened that corner up. It's perfect. It's exactly the size the space needed. I love everything about it. And then when I'm here doing my makeup, getting my baths, you know, putting laundry up, whatever, I'm gonna see it. And I love it. Did you expect that? Probably not, but I love it. Okay, so then I got that big, beautiful champagne flute. Is that what it's called? Where you put the bottle of champagne in the ice, whatever. And I was like, I've been wanting one, but now that I have it, I don't really know where I'm gonna put it. Well, I was playing around with it, and I'm gonna show you where it ended up. And I think I'm keeping it too. Look there. I love it. Now, I do have to do some more. I was just kind of sticking greenery in there, just kind of seeing what I thought about it. But I do love it. I think I am going to just move the phone over, take that picture away, and that be that. But I love it right here. And I may even change that book. I don't like that white sticker where it was in the library. But just playing with it, and this is where it is going to end up. So let me make those few changes. I'm not going to fool with the greenery. I'm going to leave the greenery as is right now. But let me make those few changes. And we will see what it looks like. Okay, I like that much better. The frame was just, look, too small up next to it. It wasn't working. But that's where that is at. Oh my goodness. Just making this change made me redo this and this. So I put this other book there. I need to fix my candle. It's leaning. Oh, there it come on. It just come on. I'm magic. Not really. And I reworked this so I could put my picture here. Then I put the larger book I had on that table. I put it here on top of this one. It just looks better. And the colors look better. And I just moved the phone over. And I love the way that looks now. So I do need to work on the greenery and stuff in it. I'll get to that in a little bit. But that is what it's looking like. And I love it. This is one of those ferns I got from Hobby Lobby. I literally just pulled the whole plant up out of the pot and just stuck the greens down in this little brass pot because I wanted to use the brass pot. But it was too much with the pot that it came in. It was too high. So I did that. Just a little tip. I'll show you them. Literally, see? Poured it out and just stuck it in here. And it works perfectly. So that's a little tip for you. And that's what that looks like. I'm trying to think, was there anything else? I don't think so. I think that was it. Oh, no. Let me show you what I've done in the laundry room. But I have some plans for it. It's not finished. I just don't have everything that I need. So let me show you real quick. Okay, so I want to get some Spanish moss to kind of put in here and in the back of this. And then I want to do something different here. I'm thinking about getting a vintage, I'm looking for a vintage like washing powder tin or something like that to go there. And then I'll just move this little bird down here. I think that looks better. But this is what I used to put my, I just emptied it the other day, but I use it to put my lint and stuff in there. But how cute would it be with like a vintage like washing powder thing, tin or something to go beside it. And then I need some Spanish moss for this. But I love the way it looks. And this little bucket ties in with that bucket, so it all just kind of flows. And I know, it may be too much for some of y'all, but I love it. And this is one of my favorite rooms in the house. I love the way that I have all these vintage items, these vintage goodies in here. It just makes my heart happy. And I'm in here having to do laundry, so I might as well be happy at doing it, right? Okay, I think that is all that I have done, that I've kept. I think that's it. I think I've got y'all caught up on everything, but do you hear that thunder? Yeah, it's just a really dark and gloomy day. Dark and gloomy. So I'm going to sit down and cuddle up with my buster. But first, I'm going to cut me up an apple. Y'all, I have been addicted to these apples. They're so good. I got me a bag of Gala apples the other day at Walmart. And I just can't get enough of them. I mean, it's better than chocolate, I suppose. They are just so good. I just wash them and then just cut them in quarters and just eat them. And they're so good. I have 4 left out of that whole bag. And then I bought me some of these little mandarin oranges. Got me a whole bowl of them. So I guess when I finish the apples, I'll be on to the oranges. But I'm trying to have that in the house in, excuse me, in lieu of sweets and candies. Because your girl ain't got no willpower. I ain't got none. No willpower at all. So, I'm just gonna make sure I have apples and oranges, grapes, stuff like that. So, because your girl's a snacker. I try not to be, but I'm a snacker. So I find that at least if I'm snacking, at least it's something like that, right? So I'm gonna cut me up an apple and then I'm gonna get in the chair. Well, my Buster is just one of those days here. Wait for my James to get home so we can get all snug in for the night. So I'll catch up with y'all in a bit. Okay, y'all. Hey, y'all. I did not realize I was gonna get to Thrift today. We've been running around all day. James had another doctor's appointment. There's nothing wrong. It was just a follow-up for his blood work and all that. So we had that this first thing this morning. I got up, went to the gym before I got dressed to go to that. So it's been go, go, go. Comes Buster in here. Come here, Bob. Come here. Hold on. Come here. There's Buster. But after we got back home, I dropped James off and then I ran to the thrift stores. And I ran into my thrifting twin again. Her name is China. We got to talking and I told her about my channel. So if you're watching, China, love you, girl. You're my thrifting twin. Okay, so let me show you what I got because it's not all for me. Some of it's for the boots, some of it's for my mom. So let's just get started. First thing, I picked this up for my mama. She's been wanting some greenery. I've been on the lookout for some greenery. I loved this plant and I actually like, ooh, do I give it to my mama? Do I keep it? I don't need it, so I'm gonna give it to her. It's so pretty. And this greenery, so I picked that up for my mama. I picked up 4 of these coconut liners. Y'all, I've been needing one for my little black back thing on my back porch. And there was 4 of them for $2.99, so I picked them up because I have a hard time finding them in the Dollar Tree. So I was real excited to find those. And I thought that was a fair price. I picked up this 4-pack of these little spreaders with the chickens because I have been leaving out butter, so it's room temp. James is really enjoying that, so I'm gonna put these by that so we can have little spreaders. Aren't they cute? I just thought they were adorable, so I got those. I picked up this bag of goodies, and this is what I wanted, but I'll find a spot for this or put it in the booth, and I've got plans for this little rabbit for the booth. But let me open it up and show you. I love this beautiful, beautiful dove. It is gorgeous. Look at that. So pretty. It needs to be cleaned. But this little thing right here, this is what I bought the whole bag for. Isn't that adorable? And then this little rabbit needs work. But that's okay. I will work on it and put it in my booth. So cute. Then I picked this up for my bathroom. It's a never rust suction thing. I have one and it's rusted and I've been needing to replace it. So when I found this one, never been used, nice suction for $2.99, I picked that up. Okay, then I found, y'all, this brand new Pampered Chef chopper. Still has the directions and everything. I have one like this and I've had it for, I can't even tell you how many years. Hold on, let me shut the door. And I just know it's gonna just not always work. So when I found this one, I picked it up. I paid $2.99 for it. $2.99, brand new. It's like, yes, yes. Okay, what else? Oh, I picked this up for my booth. Look at this vintage tin. It is a ladies' home journal tin. It's got it on this side. Let me open it up. I don't know what come in it. This little tin, but I love it, and I'm gonna be putting this in my booth. another little small to put in there. It was very inexpensive, so I can put it in there for a very good price. And if you need to know what came in these, I would love to know. I have no idea. But that's one in the boot. Okay. Just wait till y'all see what else I found. Okay, I picked these up at the thrift store. It was $1.99 for these, but I'm gonna repaint them and I'm gonna make the pages look a little more distressed. And I'm gonna use these in styling, but does this not remind you of the 80s and early 90s? Country decor. I love it, and I'm definitely gonna use this. Then I picked up this cute little picture. It's the bottom. And I was thinking about how cute would it be for this. The little spreaders. Is that not adorable? So that's kind of why I picked that up. Then I picked up this. I can just see a beautiful green plant in this, like a real one. This one is from, it's a Marshall's Pottery, and you know they're no longer in business. It's signed. It was originally $37. And I paid, what did I pay? $4.99 for it. But y'all look, is that not beautiful? I love it so much. Can y'all just see a beautiful green plant in this? I can. I'm thinking probably on top of my refrigerator. I just love it. Got that. Okay, and last but not least, I got another, how do you say it? Longaberger basket. This one is dated 1993. $2.99. And I'm really thinking about keeping this one. I really like it. So we will see if I end up keeping this one or if I put it in my booth. But that is my thrift haul. Not too shabby, eh? I love it. So now we are fixing to head to George County. James needs to go cut up that cedar tree that he pulled to his son's house a couple weekends ago. We're gonna drop Buster off. And that's why I kind of got you into this thrift haul, so I could show y'all this, because I'll be taking this to my mama. Also, I want to show you what I'm taking to my mama. Do y'all remember when I thrifted these? Well, this is a piece of old wood that come off of Cody and Sarah's porch. I sanded some of it down. I sealed it. I put 2 screws in there, and she can use it like this, or she can hang it on the wall just like this. This is one of those thrifted towels. They're like I don't know what kind of fabric that is. And then some Hobby Lobby greenery. And look how cute that is. Or we can put it on this and hang it like this for a little more something, you know? But yeah, I'll be taking this to her too. The other one, it looked a little too new, so I'm trying some different things to try to make it look old and rusty. So we'll see how that works out. But all right, y'all, I will catch up with y'all in a little bit. been a few days since I showed y'all some of my decor. And I've made some changes as I was like starting to edit the video. It's so amazing what you see through the camera lens. And so I did not like the way that I had the bucket above the cabinet. It just was missing something. I still kept the bucket up there, but I've added a few things to it, and I think it makes a lot of difference. So I'm gonna show you that, and then I'll go around and show you where I put the little platter that I picked up and the little pitcher that I picked up from the antique store. And I will show you my thrifted items, the little birds, where I've put them. And yeah, so let me just show you, let me throw this paper towel away. Let me show you what I changed up here above my cabinet with the bucket, and then I'll show you the other things. So here is what I've done. I just added a little dolly to the side of that bucket because it kind of separates the can and the bucket. They just looked like they were just like the same color, and it blended too much. And then I added a piece of a garland to add some texture around it, and then I just added a little bit that way under the chicken picture, and it just, I like this so much better. I really do. Then I worked on this little area over here. That big platter is from my great grandmother, Granny's mama, and the little platter is the one that I thrifted. I mean, not thrifted, that I bought at the little antique store, and I like the way that looks so much better. Do y'all notice this ironstone pitcher? Y'all, that was given to me. It was given to me for free. Is it not the most beautiful thing? So I did take the little crock down that was there, and I've put it in my booth because I love the little ironstone pitcher. Now I'm thinking about changing out the greenery. I'm thinking about doing something different, but I don't know yet. But that's what this area is looking like. I did add another one of those little pictures beside that, so now I have 3 instead of the 2. My idea that I was gonna do, change it up, it just, I don't think it's gonna work, so I did that instead. Now over here, look, is that not adorable? I love it, and it fits so perfectly on this little shelf. And it just looks like, you know, a little mini ironstone pitcher, but it's not. Here is the little bird, and I had that little mini nest that I set up there, and I just love it. And then I've done this for now. I just had a piece of a garland that I kind of cut up and just stuck there and put those little birds there. I don't know that it's gonna stay like that, but it looks better than them just sitting up there like with no thought behind it. So that's what I've done there. But look at this. So adorable. That's all I have for you today. I have several other videos filmed. I'm gonna be editing them, trying to get a few up so I don't miss any uploads, but I have another fun video coming up with the mama. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love y'all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.